Pastor Aaron did not get finished with his stuff. Everybody got a thing?
Yeah.
Angels.
Angels.
Yeah, angels. Yeah, we'll kind of get into that. That's okay because he was stepping into my territory anyways. So, but he did give y'all homework. There was homework that y'all were supposed to do.
There was
Notice there was some reading you were supposed to do with your parents. There's Deuteronomy. Let's see, there's 1 Kings. And stuff like that. But we'll kind of get into today. Everybody have a Bible?
Yep.
Need Bibles? Alright, cool.
I like my good one.
Be ready to start reading when I'm not going to assign it to you. I'm just going to expect you all to go ahead and just
Forget it.
be ready to go. Alright, but first we're going to kind of do a review of last time. I mean, just like a really small review of that. First, the creeds. What is a creed?
Statement of faith.
There you go. Yes. Statement of what we believe. Statement of faith. All right. Good. What is the purpose of the creed?
Defend and teach the faith. Well, you have my paper right in front of me.
All right. Somebody else. What are the three creeds?
Oh.
Somebody else.
Apostles, Nicene, and Athanasian.
Yeah, I memorized that, so.
Oh, you already got it, huh? Memorize it. Yeah.
I know, but my
All right. But yeah, the purpose of the creed is to teach the faith and defend the faith. Exactly. So now we're going to go into the first article of the creed. And anybody know that first article? What is it?
I forgot
No,
now.
come on, you got it.
I know it's from memory, but.
Think of the Apostles' Creed. We're thinking of the Apostles' Creed.
I believe in God.
Oh, yeah.
Maker of heaven and earth, yes. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. What does that mean?
He created it.
He created everything. What else? Don't worry. We're going to get to it.
What?
We're going to get to it now. This is what the small catechism will tell you. And it's right on. I believe that God has made me and all creatures, that He has given me my body and soul, eyes, ears, and all my members, my reason and all my senses, and still takes care of them. He also gives me clothing and shoes, food and drink, house and home, wife and children. Any of y'all got wives yet and children? Yeah. Okay. Land, animals, and all I have. And also the second part of this, He richly and daily provides me with all needs to support this body and life. He defends me against all danger and guards and protects me from all evil. All this He does out of fatherly divine goodness and mercy without any merit or worthiness in me. All this it is my duty to thank and praise, serve and obey Him. This is most certainly true. This is what we're learning today. Everything that I've read. That's what we're learning today. So, why is the first person of the Trinity called Father? I discussed this downstairs.
He said the word.
Because He's holy.
He said the word.
Yeah. He takes care. Yeah, you're the one that said that. There's one. He takes care of us. Why else? And He made us. Exactly.
Speaks the word as
He
He
made
says.
us. One thing we're going to learn is God. I don't know why this is in there, but God is the provider. We'll remember that for later. Again, I think that's like cool.
I think it's because Pastor Aaron knew it.
Yeah, it looks like it is. All right, so God and creation, true or false? I love these things. God worked and created the universe in 7 days. True or false?
False.
False.
He
Sure
made
about
the
that?
universe in 6 days, rested on the seventh.
Oh, yeah.
That was too easy. Nice warm up for y'all. Nice warm up for y'all. Well, how did He do it?
He spoke, and it was done.
Spoke, and it was done. Exactly. Number 3 there on your sheet. God created the universe by speaking it into existence.
Wow.
God's what creates?
Voice.
Word.
Close. Word. Yeah, word. God's word creates. Now we can get into it here. How many of y'all have studied evolution? Yeah, interested in school?
And science. Science.
Yeah, science. Biology?
Our science teacher was
Biology.
ahead.
What is the theory of evolution?
Came from monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's the.
No, we came out of the water.
I guess you can say that's.
What? Came out of the water?
No, we came out.
Yeah,
No,
it says
that's more
picture of
dark.
the guy.
We came out
Yeah.
clay.
Yes, we came out of the water. We were a fish, and then we started walking on land for some reason, and then we
Turned into cavemen.
turned into a mammal, and I don't know. Yeah, that's the theory of evolution. Well, that's part of the theory of evolution. There's other theories out there. There's kind of two. The theory of evolution is kind of split into two a little bit. Darwinian, where it's kind of like everything came from the same thing and just developed. But then there was others. The Big Bang happened. It's just, there's different things out there, you know. So each and everything. So, but we're going to kind of get into that. So you kind of answered what is the theory of evolution. What about the dinosaurs and stuff? They came from monkeys too. Well, people say like, well, dinosaurs existed, so the Bible can't be right because the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs, right?
Did cavemen exist?
Yeah, it does.
Did cavemen exist?
Did caveman exist?
Cavemen.
Cavemen?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We live in modern
Some
caves.
stuff. He was still a man. He was still a species. He was
He
still
just lived in
one
a cave.
species, he was human. But yeah. What about dinosaurs?
Didn't it say there's like a big creature in the Bible?
Yeah, there you go.
What?
See all this stuff about 6 days versus billions of years and everything like that.
BC.
It kind of is like, well, what happened here? Dinosaurs weren't around when humans were around. I don't know. See, but the point is, yes. What's your name?
Me.
Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. What's your name? I gotta get those names.
Caleb.
Caleb. Jacob.
Josh.
Josh.
Chad.
Michael.
Michael.
Zach.
Sad.
Isaac. The guy who
I don't
bought the
know.
brownies.
What's your names?
Grace.
Like a good name to
Grace.
sleep on was there.
What's your name?
Kylie.
Kylie.
Stephanie.
Bethany. Okay, I'll try to remember y'all's names. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Messed it up. Alright, so I think Jacob said it. Then they talk about large beasts in the Bible. Yeah, they do. Job 40. He talks. The Lord talks about the behemoth that He created. He said it was not. The people of Israel thought it was a mystical creature, but it was a massive animal. And the Lord said, "No, I made this, and it is there."
I was going to say that.
Huh?
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you
The Psalm. This one is more in the water. This one, the Psalm talks about it more about in the water. It was a massive one. The dinosaurs in the water too.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs in the water. There was all that stuff. So again, we're going to get into this evolution thing a little bit more. But so, how does the theory of evolution differ from the creation account?
6 days versus millions of
Right.
years.
That's probably one of the biggest things. What else?
God versus a boom.
God versus a boom. Okay. He's referring to the Big Bang.
TV show.
What did you say?
Somebody goes to Big Bang and you like the Big Bang.
It's called the Big Bang.
It's called the Big Bang.
But it probably made a big boom when it happened.
All that shit is that it started from a pinpoint.
It's a TV
Yep.
show.
One little pinpoint of energy exploded from there. You think about it, that little pinpoint created all of this.
Her face said it the best.
If you think that's unbelievable, it's unbelievable.
I can believe that.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't believe that a God created things like that either. What do you say about that?
They believe that.
Well,
They believe that just the tiniest bit of energy made the whole universe.
I don't
Right?
believe that.
Okay, you don't believe that.
In a very, very
But to them, that's reasonable. She's like, how is that reasonable?
It's not.
I don't know. It's not exactly.
Explain.
Which means that.
You have to be this brilliant scientist.
Yeah, okay.
over our heads.
It is very overhead. It's like, what? How did you get that? All right, but another thing was said, 6 days versus billions of years. It's hard to get away from that one. No matter where you look in books or on TV a lot of times, it always talks about, I mean, there's a show out there called The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I watched that.
That's-
Season 1
It's actually
DVD.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Some of it's kind of funny, but some of it's not.
Yes, it is.
But right in their theme song, it's all about the whole theory of evolution from the Big Bang, and it's just,
It's a
I mean, it's ingrained in our heads that this is the way it is. If you watch a Discovery Channel or anything like that, where they talk about the oceans and mountains, they're always saying, in billions of years of this and that made this and this. It's just ingrained. It's just so common now. How many of y'all heard Pastor Aaron's sermon today?
I wrote it down. I did it, but I left it at home.
Now, the hands will go down after this one. How many understood what he was saying?
Dad, you didn't.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I wasn't really paying attention.
I was
understood it.
What are you talking about?
That argument.
Lying and
Right. Yeah, you're talking about lies and how things that become so common in the world are taking us back for truth or everything like that.
yeah.
So, but how does this differ? Well, 6 days. Do you think 6 days could make, in 6 days, God can make all that He made?
Yes.
What?
Sure.
I don't know.
We have
Exactly, He's God.
He's the most powerful being in the universe.
You might not know.
Again, just by His word. Nobody else can do it. By His word, He just says it, things happen, right? All right, so what about, let's see. What about this carbon dating stuff they go through? So I'm just trying to make conversation here. The carbon dating. You know the carbon dating? This is how they judge how old
Yeah.
things are. They're like, oh, well, this is billions of years ago.
14,000 years.
Yeah, right. Say it again, Jack.
It only works for 14,000 years.
It's a very flawed
It
system
can't,
still.
it can't go back any further.
Yeah, it can't go back any further. That's what they want to tell you. So they're just going to kind of, well, this is millions of years ago.
Sun's like 5.
Look at the Grand Canyon. That's like, you know, you see all the years of erosion. That this is when this happened, and this is when this happened, and this is when this happened, right?
I don't know when
It's
the
kind
rest
of hard to
goes.
argue with that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to look down.
What did they say make the Grand Canyon?
A river.
A river, right?
Colorado River.
Water. Water. There's something that we always forget about when it comes to creation that happened in the same book in Genesis. What happened?
God created us out of clay.
The flood. Could you imagine that much water on the earth and what that would do to the earth
Yeah.
for 40 days?
Yeah.
By the way, it's possible that the flood was the first time it ever rained. Possible. Think about it. There's no rain. In the creation account, it talks about only water came from the ground. It never talks about rain until the flood. So, something to think about too. It's pretty cool. Was it rain? Anyway, so, yeah, the flood, the water, all that stuff. Well, that was good. There's no arguments here, but some just really don't want to believe in the theory of evolution and the Big Bang. We go.
Probably.
I didn't say anything.
All right, now
Not really.
the angels. Dun dun dun. What are angels?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're God's holy messages.
Ah, very good. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Angels are God's messengers. Angels are God's messengers.
Yeah,
And what do they do for God?
they deliver messages.
Sounds good. Well, they're
Prophecy.
there to serve God. They serve God. They help Him accomplish His will. He sends them here to accomplish His will for salvation. Think about when they, who did God send to Mary?
Gabriel.
Yeah, sent an angel. All about God's plan for salvation. God's angels, they are messengers who work and serve Him according to His will and plan for salvation. What are evil angels.
Cool. I know this.
Devils, helpers. What's that?
Demons, dark angels.
Demons, dark angels.
I
Okay.
like World of Warcraft.
Huh?
He was an angel before he changed.
They're the rumor spreaders on Twitter.
Nice.
They're everything bad in the world.
I have a bad influence.
I just had to say that.
I mean, I am.
Evil angels, they are, well, they're angels that have fallen into sin. Just like you and me. Mainly you.
And you.
They fell away from God, along with Satan. And what do? What is their sole purpose?
To destroy humankind.
Correct. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. Kind of, you're on the right track.
To torment us.
Huh?
To torment us.
Torment us. They just, to destroy God's good creation, basically, is what they're about. Including who? Huh?
Huh?
Including who?
Us.
Yeah, including us. Including us.
I already.
Do they have any power over God?
No. God is the most powerful being in the world.
God has more power over them because, well,
Does God use them?
No.
no.
Does God use evil angels?
No.
He uses good angels, bright angels, light angels.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Good
like,
angels.
don't tell your girls the answers. He does.
That is cheating.
Yes.
Yeah, actually God does use them. He uses them to accomplish His will. And we're going to get into that later. Like later as in now. So get out your Bibles. Somebody get Revelation 12:4. Raise your hand if you want it.
Me.
Okay. You're also going to get 7:12.
I got Job.
Revelation 12. Who's got Job?
Me.
4 and.
Where'd you find it?
I got Luke.
Who's got Luke? We got 1 Samuel. I think it's on the ground. Or is it on the ground? Second Kings. We got Job. Already taking it.
Someone has Luke.
Somebody has Luke already. Isaac has both Revelation ones because they're in the same one.
I'm not going to challenge.
Alright. So we'll start with Revelation, verse 12. It's not 3. Chapter 12, verse 4. Go ahead.
His tail swept the third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. That doesn't seem right. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to get. Oh, whatever.
You alright?
Yeah. It just doesn't seem like the right passage.
That's right. Revelation 12:4. Yeah,
I know, it just doesn't seem like the right passage.
that's the right one. Trust me. Come on. Keep
This is
reading.
the one time
I'll read it.
She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And her child was snatched
Hold
up to.
Where'd you go? Did you read all 4? Just verse 4. Just all I need is verse 4.
Okay. His tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that he might devour her child the moment it was born.
Yes. Okay. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. Its tail. Whose tail?
The dragon's dragon.
The dragon. Who's the dragon?
Satan.
Satan, exactly.
Taking a shape shift?
No, this is Revelation. They speak in a lot of, it's more imagery than anything. But here he's speaking of Satan. Satan. And he swept a third of the stars.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Stars in this instance means
Innumerable.
angels. Doesn't mean stars. Again, it's very figurative language. It means angels. Stars mean angels in this figurative language. So, his tail swiped a third of them. out of the sky. That's a third of all God's angels fell into sin under Satan. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of evil angels out there. I don't even know how many angels got made, but it's a lot. Right? Yep. Yep. Who has 1 Samuel?
Not me.
Is that the one that nobody picked?
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Alright.
He's on it.
Actually, I don't know.
Picked it already? Alright, Ty's got it.
Okay.
Now the Spirit of the Lord had departed from Saul, and an evil spirit came from the Lord tormented him.
What? An evil spirit from the Lord tormented him? Evil spirit from the Lord. Again, these are just reminders that yes, God does use evil spirits for His will. Keep going. You got 18:10 now.
An evil spirit from God came forcefully upon Saul. He was prophesying in his house while David was playing the harp at the music.
Sorry, go ahead.
Saul had a spear in his hand.
Okay, yeah, that's it. 2 Kings. I know somebody commented. I heard it. Who do you have?
Me? Job.
Okay, not you then.
Nope.
2 Kings. Anybody? Race.
Oh, 2 Kings. Wait, where is it?
What?
2 Kings.
Speak loud.
22.
No. Good.
Second Kings 22.
I got it.
I'm there.
Over here.
I'm there first.
Wait, second
What?
thing.
Second Kings 22.
Oh, crap.
I'm there.
22.
Isn't it 22, 22?
It's 22:20.
Yeah.
22, 20.
Wait a second. Trick question. Trick question.
Exactly. Good for y'all. You look at the Bible.
What does it start with?
Third name is
I
20.
got it.
Those is Aaron's.
Thanks for reading.
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
He went up to the temple of the Lord with the men of Judah, the people of Jerusalem, the priests, and
What's he reading?
the prophets, all the people from the least to the greatest. He read in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant, which had been found in the temple of the Lord.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Ring.
What up?
Hey, is that the right thing he was reading?
Huh?
Did he read the right thing?
I don't think so.
That was 18. He started with 18.
Oh. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, 2 Kings 22:22.
There is no
So that should be
Exactly.
23, 2.
Tell Pastor Aaron next time you
Pastor
see him.
Aaron, there is, maybe it's
What books is he reading out of?
Oh, he's a bad pastor.
maybe it's
I was looking for
maybe
it.
the first 20. What is it?
Try 1 Kings
There is
22:22.
first.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm off that page now. What does it start with? What does it start with?
Got it.
It's a
I don't know. I don't have it.
Got it.
Go
He's
ahead.
got little labels on the Bible.
By what means the Lord asked,
These are
I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouths of all his prophets, he said. You will succeed in pressing him, said the Lord. Go and do it.
Oh, that's
Somebody wanted to.
All right, we're gonna get off this king stuff because that just.
Job.
Job.
Oh, me.
There you go.
I don't know much anymore.
The Lord said to Satan, very well then, everything he has is in your hands, but on the man himself you do not lay a finger. Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord.
Anything? Have y'all ever read Job? Know anything about the Job story?
Yeah.
That's not like the
Kind, sort of, order.
What?
order.
No, like he kind of started doubting God because like, a lot of bad things are happening. Or people are telling him to start doubting God. Like things are bad happening.
Yeah, people started doing it. Job was like the most righteous person you could find. And devil and God were talking to each other, and the devil said, and God said, well, why don't you try my servant Job? He is so holy and righteous. You're allowed to go ahead and torment him for me.
What the?
Just,
You can do
yeah.
anything you want to him, but do not kill him.
But do not kill him.
Do not lay a finger on him.
Killed his family, made him very sick and ill, killed all his livestock,
Made him
Took
very
everything
poor
away,
and on the road.
Why did God do this to Job?
Test of faith.
Test him.
Test of faith. Exactly. It's always to accomplish His will. Does that make God mean?
No.
No, just God being God. Just God being God. All right, what's the next one? Revelation 12. Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 12. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ. For the accuser of his brothers, who accuses them before our God day and night, they have been hurled down. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink from death.
Cool. Right. Stop right there. Yeah, very good. Very good. So there is spiritual warfare going on. Well, today, if you, again, heard the sermon or listened to anything at worship, the reading that Pastor Aaron chose to kind of go off of was the Ephesians passage on the, what? Armor of
God.
Yeah. What does he talk about? And what is Paul talking about there? Put on that armor for what?
Protect him.
For
Protection?
protection.
Protection from the devil.
Why do you put on armor?
Save, like,
For war.
yourself from sword.
Yeah, for war. To go to battle. To go to battle. That's why you put it on there. But Paul also says you're not going to battle against people. This is what a lot of people like to do. Especially Christians. Christians are bad about going to war with other people. No. Paul reminds us we are at war with...
The devil.
Exactly. It's a spiritual war, not a physical, not a mental war.
Monkeys.
We are in a spiritual battle with the devil. But as Isaac reminded us in that, he's been overcome through Christ. And last we looked at Luke 10.
Michael.
Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, Any kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and a house divided against itself will fall. If Satan is divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? I say this because you claim that I drive out demons by Beelzebub?
Okay. Which one was that? Luke chapter 10 verses
17 and 18.
That's 17 through 18?
That's not how mine is.
Correct.
It's not that hard to look up.
Seriously.
Somebody read it.
72 turned to Lord and said, Lord, even the demons submit to us in the name. He replied, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven.
Yeah.
What were you reading from, Michael?
The 72 followers of Christ went out and drove demons in his name. And all he replied was, yep, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. He knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. Their demise was there. All right. So he makes angels. God makes angels. That's part of his heaven and earth creation. Heaven and earth. And this is in your catechism. I don't know if you have it with you. But earth would pertain to everything we do see. Heaven, more of what we do not see. Angels is part of that. Angels is part of that. All right. Now he makes us people. True or false? We came from monkeys. No, that's not right.
I thought we did.
And if so, why do monkeys still exist?
All right, Michael.
God created humans just like everything else. Shh. God created humans just like everything else by His word.
Yes.
False.
False!
True. Okay, how many say true? Raise your hands.
If you say true, you're wrong.
Okay, you know.
I'm not backing off.
False. Raise your hand. All right, there's like one more, and then the others have no opinion. They have no opinion. All right, yeah, it's false.
Told you.
It is false.
Chill out.
What makes humans so unique?
God created us.
And
God
his
molded
image
us
Oh,
with
we
his
can
hands
think.
and blew
We're not
life
perfect.
into us.
God made us in His image.
Oh,
He didn't make monkeys in His image or elephants in His image or what other guys are out there. I picked elephants.
Zeus.
dogs.
That's
Oh.
cartoony.
Dogs in His image or cats. It's Egypt.
God didn't create us to be perfect.
God, what?
God didn't create us to be perfect.
Didn't create you to be perfect?
He did.
Well, He did, but we're not perfect.
That's
though.
part of it. Yeah, so He did. All right. He made us by His hand from the dust.
I said that.
No, I didn't hear it. If I didn't hear it, it didn't happen. You heard it? All right. Yeah, He made him from the dust. Again, this was before rain existed. The ground was dry, and all they had was streams. All right. So yes, there was dust, and then He what? Yeah. I kind of gave that one to you.
I said that too.
Breathe is
Did he?
up into us. So, who's that called?
Made in His image.
Yeah. And He breathed His breath into us. That's what makes us so unique. So what does it mean to be in God's image? What does it mean to be made in God's image?
To be God.
Be holy.
God. To be holy.
He made us holy without sin, exactly like Him.
Okay, what else?
Then how do we have sin?
Because the devil tempted Adam and Eve.
I know that.
That's how we have sin.
What else?
Oh, I'm confused still.
Sorry, I'm getting a text. Turn off your phone. Without the Bible, we knew God in His will. That's number one. We knew God.
We
We knew of Him.
We
knew as in past tense.
Yes.
We knew.
As in we did.
As in, without, and we also, it was without the Bible. Notice that. Without the Bible, Adam and Eve knew God.
And the one
They didn't need a Bible. They didn't have a Bible with them. What did they have? They had brains.
But what if they had a Bible with them? Would that?
And they didn't have a Bible. Because that wasn't
There was no Bible.
Well, if someone traveled back in time and
That wasn't a Bible yet.
Now you're just asking hypotheticals.
God.
no, that'd
They
be
didn't have
awesome.
to. Yeah, Jackson. They didn't have to write anything. Why did they know God?
Because he was thinking in His
Right.
image.
But what else?
He spoke to them.
He spoke to them. They didn't need a book. He was speaking to them. He was walking with them.
I know how
He was walking in the garden with them.
They walked with me.
Actually, he walked with Adam and Eve came home. No, I'm not going to get into that.
What?
But yes, indeed.
What?
Nothing. Yes, and yes, we lived sinless. We were holy and righteous lives because we knew His will. We followed His will. He told Adam and Eve what to do. They did it.
we live holy.
We're going to get to some interesting stuff here because this is always a fun question for me. Not this next one. It's a true or false question. All right, so people still possess the image of God. Do people still possess that image of God?
No.
False.
True. Mike says true.
False.
False.
Oh, you didn't see
True.
the trick question.
True.
What do y'all say? I'm looking for some Bible verse. I'm not going to find one.
No, it said that. There's a verse next to it.
What is the verse?
Genesis 5:3.
Yes. Thank you. She's going to look it up. Oh, very good. Yeah, see, I'll put that in there. It's one of my favorite
Where?
images that tells us. No, I did. I just grabbed some PowerPoint slides. What does it say?
When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness. In his own image, he had been named Seth.
Bam. Yes.
Yes, we see.
In there, in Adam's image. It was no longer God's image. Adam started procreating and giving, or Eve started giving birth to people that were in Adam's image, which was a sinful
Nature.
nature. Exactly. It was no longer in God's image anymore.
Candy.
It was in, it was in Adam's. So false. People still possess the image of God. False. We no longer possess the image of God. But there are remnants of that image in us. I'm not going to say there's not, because this is why we don't murder. Remember when Cain was sent out? Why was murder such a big deal, especially when Cain destroyed Abel? None of these are brothers.
And
It was a sin in one of the.
It was the first what?
children.
There's no Ten Commandments back then.
First children.
First murder, right?
Okay, I see.
First murder. That's a big deal because God created man to be in His image. And so we kind of have that remnant of that image still.
Insane.
There's people.
What does God do?
Wow.
Good timing, Chase.
Who are you? Shanae, sorry, you're going to answer.
It's ugly.
the question. Anyways, God rules over the world, right? God rules over the world, and He gave us that to do too as well. So that's kind of where we reflect that image of it, but we do not have His image. I'm not going to confuse y'all. Just no. No, the answer is no.
Yes, I was right.
Did you pick that one?
I picked false. I'm smarter than you.
Alright. So, we fell into sin. Yeah. Why don't we have that image anymore?
Because it's sinful.
Yeah, we fell into sin. We fell into sin. And there were 3 relationships that were ruined by sin. Genesis. Look at Genesis chapter 3.
I have small.
No, you don't.
That is.
No, you don't.
I have 8, 12, and
What is 8?
8 is the man and his wife, the relationship between Adam and Eve. Hello? The relationship between God and Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Well, between God, with God. So first, our relationship with God wins. Because what happened after we fell into sin? Adam what? What did he do? Yeah, they hid. They hid from God. They no longer wanted to be with Him.
They were scared.
They were scared.
They were going to die.
3:12. With others.
Okay.
Now we fight with people. That was never God's intent for His creation of man.
Is this for number 11?
Maybe not.
No, question 11, that's the next one. And this one's my favorite. With nature. Now we struggle. This one was my favorite. Just think. When I think of the new heaven and earth that He's creating for us, by the way, we still do have to work. But it will not be like this work on earth that we are a part of. When we work, it's hard, right? Remember that was part of His curse when we fell into sin, is that now
The girl won't.
work would be hard for us.
I don't like work. Childbirth would come with pain.
Yeah, childbirth would be even more painful.
I see what we do.
There was a lot of things that were never His intention. There was a lot of things that never His intention. But also, we were given authority and the job, Adam and Eve were to take care of what? The animals, all of creation, all of His creation. And it was supposed to be pretty easy. It was supposed to be a pretty easy job.
It wasn't.
People were like thinking, well, Eve listened to the serpent and everything like that. It kind of makes me wonder a little bit. Yeah, the serpent started talking to her. Why wasn't she freaked out?
Because it was one of God's creation.
That would have been like, Adam.
Right? Exactly. Wouldn't you? If a snake started talking to you, you'd be like, what the heck? And
Grab
scream
it
and run out.
Whack it.
But I can't help but think that that was God's will. How many of y'all have pets?
Oh, I used to have a pet.
How many of you like felt bad or something like that?
What?
Or sometimes you wish that your dog would just say, "What's wrong? You know, what's going on? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You need to go outside." I wish they would tell you that. Maybe it was possible that animals talk. We could communicate with animals back then because it was supposed to be easy for us to take care of them.
When pigs can fly.
Maybe that's why she was so freaked out when a snake started talking to her.
No, I love that's why
Serpent, sorry.
I've seen it.
Keep it clean. Serpent.
Why did God create
God created
Ooh, it's cold in
devil.
here.
He fell. He created him good. He fell.
Well, God knows everything that's going to happen, so why did he do that?
Very good question. Don't stress it too much. I'll put it that way. Do not stress it too much. Right. So let's get through this fast. So God makes people. What did sin bring with
Boring
it?
is history.
What did sin bring with it?
Simple people.
Yeah. Suffering. What else?
Yeah.
Death. And eternal condemnation.
I got a
Condemnation. Sorry. Does God still take care of me?
Yes.
No. False. No. It is God's will and desire for us to suffer.
Then you used to take care
Wait,
of
go back.
True or false?
Okay.
What would you mean?
I missed the first one on number 11.
Suffering.
False.
What's the last one?
Yeah.
Eternal
True. I mean
damnation.
false. Yeah.
Yes.
False. He does not.
That's the one.
God does not cause suffering, but He does allow it. Remember, with His evil angels,
What's the last one?
I don't
Hey,
like that.
I know that.
and He does something about it. Sorry, now we're just going to rush through this. No. Okay, good. Well, then never mind.
Genesis.
Stay still.
Genesis.
So God responds to our sin how?
13.
Out of all of them. Genesis 3:9.
9.
What did He do? He went looking for Adam. Adam was hiding.
He was looking for us.
Okay.
Yeah, He
What
went
if Adam
seeking
didn't
us.
hide? What if Adam didn't hide from him?
Then God wouldn't have to. Then God wouldn't have had to look for Adam.
So? I thought that would change.
What if Adam didn't?
What if?
Yeah, what if he didn't hide? What if he
It's hard to answer, but
Sounds like my history teacher.
You're your history teacher.
Coach Peltier.
what else does He do? He promises a Savior to save us. Look at that verse 15. Anybody know that by heart?
Oh.
The first gospel.
And I will put in the two between you and the woman.
First gospel happened in this.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I know.
I know, but I don't have it
What?
memorized.
But
And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel.
that is a promise of the Savior that is to come, who will crush Satan's head. And what does that strike the heel mean?
Strike our weaknesses.
Well, basically, he was just saying that that was the cross. Satan thought he won on the cross, but really that was just a strike of the heel. Because he came back, conquered death, resurrected, and crushed his head.
What about
Stepped on his face is what he did. Right? And 3:21, God still provides in the face of our sin. What did He do after He realized every sin and He was condemning everybody? What?
Made garments of skin for Adam and Eve and clothed them.
He still provided for them, no matter what. So, He is before all things, and in Him all things are held together. He creates and He sustains. God sustains or preserves, however you want to put it. Yeah.
Simple.
What would happen if God withdrew His sustaining hand in the world?
Everything would die.
How would everything die?
Yeah. How would everything die?
That's confusing.
Zachary.
Zechariah.
We'll read a verse that's not on there. It's one of my favorites. 1 Corinthians. Paul talks about stuff.
Stuff.
Stuff. Great. Well, he talks about our care for stuff, but what really happens? He says, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God made it grow.
What?
So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. So we'll just kind of take that image. Take that image real quick. You have a plant. You're watering it. Do you make it grow?
No.
Exactly. God makes things grow. People, you can water it all you want, but it can be overwatered too. He makes things grow. He sustains. He provides the air that we still breathe. He provides a steady ground for us in Texas. No earthquakes here. At least that we know. I think there's micro earthquakes going on, but
Always micro.
yeah. So things would certainly die. Oh, we're towards the end. Like this is episode. Thanks, God. God provides all that I need from day to day.
True.
This was your homework.
I don't like homework.
Genesis 18, Deuteronomy 8, 3, 4, and 1 Kings 17.
Wait, what do we write at the end?
Who didn't do their homework? Who did?
I have a question.
What homework?
There was supposed to be homework.
I wrote 2 houses. That makes all yesterday.
Yes. It was from last time.
12 and 13.
Yes.
I'm going to teach you homework.
No, let me do
I just put little houses next to it.
Do it. It's obviously going to be on your study
My
guide.
dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
We do number 15.
You got it?
Do we do number 15?
Did we do number 15?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not looking at this thing.
The last
What are
one.
evil angels? Yes.
No, we didn't.
On this sheet, no, we didn't.
All right. Chase, which petition best describes how God provides for our lives? Lord, show me the money. Give us this day lots of presents under the tree.
I love Christmas.
I like that one. Give us this day our daily bread. And please get me out of this class.
Yes.
D.
Yes, get a C for you, D for me.
And me.
Yes, give us this day our daily bread. So God's looking. Okay, God protects me from all evil. True or false? God's angels are one way He protects us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Zach.
I guess.
And God still takes care of me by what?
Being a holy
Remember that 3:15.
Promise Savior.
Promises the Savior. Take care of everything.
I noticed you were going a lot faster.
Yeah, I am.
Not really.
So, after all that God does for us, what do y'all do on Father's Day for your dad?
we just. I don't know.
I try to be a good
I think nothing.
Usually dads get the shaft, right to lie. Dads usually get the shaft. Moms get everything.
What?
But what do you give your dads for Father's Day? Or what do you do for your dad?
Oh,
Wake him up and roll.
After this weekend.
I know.
What?
Wake him up and annoy him.
Going to death. Do you love him?
Yeah.
Do you ever thank your dad for what he does for you?
Yes.
Does your dad provide for you?
Yes.
No.
Unless
Sometimes.
so long that
Sometimes,
whole
okay.
thing.
Never the dangerous.
When it turns out to be a big slap in the face.
Most of the time.
I'm only
Thank you.
that 24/7.
What word best describes our attitude toward God's preservation, provision, and protection? Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. D. All of the above. Gratitude.
D.
Thank you for giving us.
I still think it's A, but yeah. So how we use?
No, that's baloney.
I feel like
I've had 2 phones on.
Right, ready? Y'all got a lot of memory work. Have y'all done memory work yet?
It's a sentence.
How we use and manage the gifts and blessings God gives us according to His will is called stewardship. I'm sure you hear that a lot at church sometimes. Y'all hear that?
Yeah. What's your name?
So, yeah, it's stewardship. That's what they mean when they talk about stewardship. Somewhere that nobody ever really knows. That's what it is. It's a management type thing. Stewardship begins with the recognition that we, are owners of everything.
Lies.
Yeah,
B,
that's awesome.
owe God big time.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. C, belongs to God. Or D, belongs to Pastor Aaron.
D.
Forget that. Forget D. Just delete it.
Forget D.
Delete it.
Delete it.
D.
Which one is it?
D.
C
D.
plus.
Sarcastic voice.
Is it
D
D?
and B.
C.
I know it's C.
Yeah,
I'm
C,
just
belongs to
being
God. Again, stewardship's about managing what is His. That's all it is. Our money, everything that we do is all His.
I'm hungry.
Is this PowerPoint 2010?
What does that mean?
Which slide?
Stewardship is carried out when we, what is the deal with all these questions? Sell our stuff and become a monk.
Oh,
Yeah, monkey.
hey, that's a TV
B,
show.
rob from the rich and give to the poor. C, give like God. And D, bear false witness against our neighbor.
It's definitely not D.
What is the answer to
Yes.
What's 15?
Yes, thank you.
What's 15?
Mr. Jones.
Basically, we are to give thanks and praise and be good stewards of His creation. End of discussion. Yeah.
Mr. Jones, monkey's a TV show.
You're telling me.
Wait, what's number 15?
Thanks, praise, stewards.
Stewards?
LOL.
Yep.
Thank you.
My mom goes.
You're welcome. Not really.
What I'm here for.
All right. Thank y'all. It was a long class than usual. I had to make up for Pastor Aaron's.
Mess up.
No, not mess up.
up.
We had to get through some stuff that he didn't get through last time. So.
That was a mess up.
That was
Is it like that?
It's okay.
Now y'all have small group time.
I didn't poison my brownie
I
pie.
call going first.
Hey, boys, the monkey. Wait,
All right.